Welcome, fellas. How are you all doing to the Full Armor of Game podcast with me, Czar Danya, and also the Texting Prince. Today, we have a very exciting podcast. Everyone's been asking us to do this specific topic, and here it is. We're giving the people what they want because we love you guys. We're here to help you. The topic today is ways to remain mysterious, fellas. How do you remain a mystery when it comes to a woman? We all know that women love mysteries. It's no surprise. It's no secret, fellas. Being mysterious means, in a nutshell, that a woman can't figure you out or your emotions. She can't seem to figure you out or what type of emotions that you're going through, the emotions that you're displaying. You're playing the hot and cold game where you're being a puzzle, and women love a puzzle. They love a challenge, fellas. So I'll give you a great example. If you ever hear a girl say, "Man, I just can't figure you out. You're difficult to read." You are doing something right, fellas. That means she can't engage your emotions towards her. I've had women tell me this several times because I would give them positive attention one day and then ignore them the next. I would pull back that attention. Now they can't figure out, does he like me? Does he have a girlfriend? Did he find another girl? What's going on here? That's how you guys ultimately remain a mystery. It doesn't mean that you're shy, you're quiet, you're not saying much, you're not answering her questions. That has nothing to do with being a mystery, fellas. So when a woman is trying to figure you out, okay, you value your attention. Maybe you'll compliment her one day, you'll give her your 100%. The next day you see her, you completely ignore her. You're being a little bit more cold towards her. That's how you guys are playing the hot and cold game. This is what sparks intrigue in a woman. It has her thinking about you whilst ignoring the other men who reveal their hands too quickly. So I don't want you guys to be just confident. Never be confident alone, but be mysteriously confident. There's a big difference with the two, fellas. When you're mysteriously confident, this woman can't seem to figure you out. How is he so confident? What's going on with him? He's such a mystery. He's sexy. He's attractive. Remember the difference right there. Okay. So start telling yourself that you're going to be mysteriously confident around women.
Yeah, and a part to kind of intro us into this about
Mhm.
mystery, because a lot of guys don't even understand why it's important, or they think it's stupid to try to become mysterious to women. In fact, I just got a comment on a TikTok video, and a guy commented on one of the videos I talked about asking women out. He says, "I don't have time for this." So I asked him, "For what?" And he said, "Life is too short for games. If I like a girl, I'll talk to her and ask her out. Simple as that." And if you go through life and you go through dating women with that mindset, to me, that's lazy, because he is just expecting that he can do everything he's been doing in the past to women and it will just work out magically like in the Disney movies. But one thing you got to understand about women, and especially women these days who have so much attention at their fingertips from men because of social media, dating apps, and all of that, is that women typically, most women have more bad experiences romantically with men than good experiences. They've gone on a lot of dates with guys that are too emotionally eager, too clingy. And so most women will have a natural wonder going on in their mind, and they're going to wonder negative things about, is it even, should I even meet up with this guy? Is this a waste of my time? Because most men in the past have been too easy for her. They've given their cards, they revealed their cards to her too quickly. So because women have this preconceived idea of most things not working out well for them, if you don't introduce mystery intentionally where you're controlling the narrative and making her wonder, she will start to naturally wonder, but her wondering will go on negative experiences that she's had in the past. So if you don't think mystery is important, this should be a game changer for you because, again, most guys, most simps or betas blow it for the rest of us to where you can't just have that straight up game like a lot of guys want to have. You can't just be so straightforward with women because women get bored. And one last thing before we start into our first one here is that, again, I'm going to bring this up a lot, a woman's hypergamy. She wants a highest status man that she feels she can get. She feels that she can attain commitment from. So if she feels that she has you figured out, she is ready at some level to start keeping her options open. She's ready to go, okay, this guy, I know where he stands. Okay. And again, women are fighting their biological clock to attain the highest status man. So once she feels like she has you figured out, then it's natural for her programming to go, well, I have this guy, so maybe I can do better. That is why if you can keep her guessing, like Czar said about the puzzle pieces, that's a great way to look at it. If you can always keep her working and guessing to try to figure you out, she stays engaged. And that's when her hypergamy is not working against you. It's working for you because she's going, I can't quite figure this guy out. How do I figure this guy out? And she stays engaged.
Yeah, so what the texting prince is ultimately saying, guys, is let her peel back those layers of your personality, your character. Let her work at peeling back those layers until she gets to the inner core. Women have fun doing that, fellas. They love a mystery. Don't reveal your cards too early on. That's the biggest mistake men make, okay? We're going to get into number one. This is one of my favorites. You guys can try this out. This works for me. Anytime a girl asks me what I do for work, my go-to response is, I'm a gynecologist, with a straight face. They can't tell if I'm being serious or not. I also add on to that, my motto is, what the patient wants, the patient gets. And I give him that sly smile. I'm not saying this in a rude way, fellas. I'm being lighthearted. I'm being playful. I'm being a little cocky and funny. Now, I want you guys to come up with something that fits your own personality, something outrageous, but eventually be serious with her. I don't reveal what I do right away because I like that air of mystery. I don't want women knowing everything about me right off the gate. It has to be earned. So eventually I'll tell her, hey, listen, how about we talk about that on the second date? And I'll let you know what I do. We'll save that for the second date, sweetie. Okay. Or if it is the first time you're with her, say wherever you meet her and you get her phone number, this is before the first date, and she asks you that question, what do you do for a living? I'll let them know, hey, listen, how about I tell you that when we go out together for a cup of coffee or we grab a drink? I'll tell you eventually. Okay. I'm remaining mysterious, fellas, because what women will ultimately do is they'll judge a man based off what he does, and they can instantly disqualify you. They'll judge your status based off of what you do. So I would rather get the girl to like me first when we go out on that first date and then reveal what I do after. Because at that point, it doesn't even matter. She already likes me. So as long as I have ambition, goals, I'm passionate about what I do, women love a man that's passionate. They love a man that is so enthralled with what he does. He's excited to talk about it. So it doesn't matter what you do for the time being. We talked about this in the last podcast. You need to be going places. Ambition is a natural aphrodisiac for women, fellas. But never reveal your cards too early. Don't be a dick about it. Eventually let her know, hey, I'll tell you later on, right? I'll tell you the second date.
Yeah, and what Czar's doing right there already is even just right off the gate, he's adding that puzzle piece factor. She asks what he does for a living. Most guys will tell it to her, and he's already making it. He's being that cocky funny, but again, just from the gate, she's like, "Oh, this is interesting. I'm gonna have to work a little bit," which again is different. And if you are a guy that has a really high status, really well paying job like a doctor or something, I don't want you to lead with that either. Even though that might be your calling card, that's another great thing that if she discovers that about you and she goes, whoa, he was a doctor and he didn't tell me that at the start, and she found that out later on date 2 or 3 or later on when she sees you, that amplifies her attraction, because that's like a really great piece that a woman's going to be excited about or attracted to in that sense, because you're a high status doctor, you're making good money, you're saving people. But because you didn't lead with that, now it becomes like, whoa, what else am I going to discover about this guy if I continue to see him, if I continue to hang out with him? So even if you have that great job in your back pocket, make her work a little bit. And then when she discovers it, it will actually be a lot more impactful to her.
Yeah, several things right there. She views you as a challenge because every other guy is straight to give them an answer, right? Right off the gate. Oh, I do this, I do that. Another thing, okay, and well, with what we said, a lot of men will claim they have this job or claim they're high status. They drive this nice car. They make this amount of money. You're seeking her approval right off the gate. You're seeking her validation. We don't do that at all. We don't have to do that because let me tell you guys something. There are vampires out there. Women are predatory just like men are. If they know you have a nice job, you're high status, you drive a nice car, you make good money right off the gate, you didn't even screen this girl. Let me tell you guys something right now. This is how a lot of guys fall. Because women are predatory. Their pupils dilate, their eyes light up. Cha-ching. They know how to manipulate men like that, especially if you're a sitting duck. This is why, even if I had a Lambo, if I was an oral surgeon, a doctor, whatever, a gynecologist, I would never tell a woman that right off the gate. That has to be earned with me. I have to trust her first. And I don't need that as a crutch to raise my status by bragging, by seeking her approval or validation. My personality does that naturally.
Yeah. So another way to remain mysterious, and this is going to be with your cell phone or, throughout your day-to-day interactions with her, is timing. And we're going to talk about a lot of these things because a lot of these things build and build and build to create a more mysterious effect. But when you're at work, you shouldn't be able to be responding frequently to her. In last episode, when we talked about high status, if you are responding to her throughout the day, it makes her wonder in a bad way. Like, why is he able to respond? He should be on his grind. An example, like I mentioned before, when I was a school teacher, if I'm texting a girl back in the mornings or in the afternoons, a part of her is going to wonder, why is he a really bad teacher? How is he able to sit here and text me back when he should be managing his classroom? He should be focusing on his job or his work. So it's okay here and there to respond when you have a little bit of a little moment. But if you're constantly responding to women whenever you can, that is going to have an effect that also lowers your mystery. She's going to not wonder what you're doing throughout the day. She's going to know because you're texting her back right away. Oh, just got a meeting, blah, blah, blah. Or, boom, boom, boom. I just did this and this and that. And then again, that mystery part vanishes when, if you're on your grind, you're on your purpose, other things should be taking up your focus rather than responding to her text message like that. So a big one right there is watching the timing of how you reply, the timing of day that you reply. You might not think anything of it, but a pattern will be painted for women if she starts to get these texts every day at 11 a.m. And it's like, okay, oh yeah, here we go. I know he's going to text me here. And again, that part of predictability removes some of that mystery that you didn't need to reveal. There's no reason that you had to give her that. And again, we know that mystery is attractive to women. So the better you can get at taking your time to reply, the more that mystery factor will envelop around you. And a easy kind of rule that I have that I give to men is after 9:00 p.m., get in the habit of not responding to women, not texting them back. She should wonder, right? A good wonder now, is he working right now? It's 9 p.m. and I'm not hearing from him. Is he working? Is he out with his friends being social, having a good time? Is there another woman in his life that's hanging out with him right now? Again, that wonder, is he sleeping to get a good night's sleep for his next day at work or his early morning workout? Again, she doesn't know, but these are good factors of her wondering about you because she's going to be thinking about you. Why isn't he responding to me all night long like all these other guys are? And this only really works, though, is if when you are in person with her, she sees that you're not sitting there on your phone all day long. Like when I hang out with a woman, the reason that all of my texting and all that works so well and I can be busy or aloof about my phone is because when I have a girl in front of me, my phone's put away. I face it down, I put it on the table, and I'm not looking at that. And I don't expect that she is going to either. But if you're trying to play these games, but then every time she sees you, you're sitting on your cell phone all the time, now she's going to go, oh, this guy's playing games, rather than that natural mystery, that natural curiosity about what's he up to? Who's he with? Is he working?
Yeah, that's the that's the full armor of game gem right there. That's what I call it. If something really stands out during the podcast, I'm actually going to steal that from you, Prince. I'm stealing that one. Don't text a girl after 9 p.m. I have to get into the habit of that because everything you said is correct. Unless if she's your girlfriend, obviously, you need to have the decency and respect to get back to your girl. We understand that. Another thing I want to add on that, say if you're at the gym, you're swimming, you're hiking, you're at the shooting range, that's your time. Anytime you're doing hobbies, you put your phone away. You're not texting anyone back, fellas. You remain a mystery. On the weekend, if a girl texts me Saturday afternoon, I'm not even going to respond to her until maybe late Sunday or Monday morning. I'm busy that entire weekend already. Get into the habit of doing that as well, fellas. That's how you remain mysterious. How does it feel anytime a girl texts you that you're attracted to, you text her back right away, she doesn't text you anymore? What happens? Every time your phone vibrates, the texting sound goes off on your phone, you check quickly, right? You want to see if it's her. Is it her? Is it? No, it's not her. And you get disappointed. You get pissed off at everyone else texting you because you want it to be that girl, right? Same thing. Play the same game, fellas, but we want you to actually be busy. Live a busy life.
Yeah, and on that note, right? A lot of guys are so surprised about how slow I am at responding to women, and how when I set a date with a girl, there's a 99% chance in my mind that she will show up. Very, very rarely will she flake out. Well, again, it's because when I have this busy image going on and I'm not always texting her back and all that, then your time becomes valuable to her because she knows that your time is valuable. So with all of these things, when they all kind of flood together, it adds that easy spot of mystery. And when you're responding slower, you give yourself that chance to think up a better line to say than the guys that have to reply quick, quick. Not everyone has that very witty, clever, natural charm. So all of this is only going to help you as well because you can take a breath. Oh, I don't have to reply to her in 5 minutes. I don't have to reply to her in 10 minutes. I don't have to reply to her in 2 hours. You have all this time to think about your next message and how to frame it in such a way that allows you to come off as high status, allows you to come off as mysterious. And again, like I started with the guys comment on TikTok, the guys that sit here and go, oh, life's too short for games. It's like, that to me is a cope. That is going, you're too lazy to figure out all this stuff. So you're just giving yourself permission to go, well, that I don't play games with women. That's not how I roll. It's like, okay, how well has that worked for you in the past? Most men, it doesn't work for them almost at all. Maybe if you're Leonardo DiCaprio, it works because you have all that high status, but he's a busy guy too. So he's not going to be responding to these women quickly like that anyway.
Yeah, any guy that ever says that and I see those comments, first thing that goes through my mind, this dude gets no women. He gets no women. Because if he did, he would enjoy the game, he would love the game, he would understand the game. It would be like a interesting game of chess to him. And he would actually love doing it, right? But another thing, guys, you can't fake being busy. If you're playing this game, right, you're not responding to a girl right away, you're not texting her after 9 p.m., responding to her messages past 9 p.m., And she knows you're always on your phone when she's with you. And she's like, oh, this dude's just faking it. You're not busy. You're not living a busy life. You have no goals. They know you're faking it, fellas. Women know who the real G's are, who the real players are, the guys that are on their grind. They know this. When you're out on a date or when you're with the girl, don't even look at your phone. When I'm out on a date with a girl, my phone is flipped over. I don't even look at it. I don't check it. I don't care. I'm giving her my 100%. So she knows it's believable. When I don't answer her, wow, like, he's not always by his phone. He's busy.
Yeah, and one other amplifier on this as well is exactly like Czar said, is when you put yourself in that frame of mind of when you're waiting on a text from a girl and how much you're wondering, what's she up to? Is she with another guy and all that? And then you're getting those messages from your buddies. You're like, dang it, I wish it was from that girl. Again, I let what I call the army of simps. I let those guys do a lot of the work for me because, again, they're texting that girl. They're blowing up her phone, and she's now seeing that and going, is it Adam? Dang it, it's not Adam. It's Jerry again. Gosh, I can't get this guy off me. Is it Adam? No, it's Brian. This guy's such a loser. And now these guys are literally, my army of simps are doing work for me because every ding that she hears, every notification she gets on her text or on her phone, she's hoping it's that guy that she can't quite figure out. And when it's not, she's instantly thinking about you when it's those other guys. So again, all of this, if you have the discipline to put this into practice, and I get it that it's hard. I really get it that it's hard. I used to, guys, no joke, I used to put sticky notes on my phone when I was really trying to discipline myself and learn this stuff. And it's like, don't text her back for 2 hours. And I would put that on my phone. And then if I pick up my phone and see that, and it would be a reminder. You have to start somewhere. I get it that it's not as easy as we're making it sound out to be, but this is because experience has taught us well. Experience has taught us what works and what doesn't work. So if you have this goal in mind or this path forward, you might not be perfect at first, but this is where you want to get to. You want to strengthen that emotional endurance, I call it, to hold back, not respond when you want to, and just take your time, take a breath. And again, like I said, the army of simps around you, like most guys go, well, all these other guys are texting her, she'll forget about me. No, I talk to women about this all the time too. All they're doing is distracting her, but in the back of her mind, she's going, why is Czar not responding to me? Why have I not heard from him? And again, they're going to do that groundwork for you.
Yeah, I have to get back on that mode, fellas. I've been guilty of this ever since we started doing social media, posting videos. We're always by our phones. I know I'm always by my phone now, checking the notifications, seeing who comments, answering questions. So I really have to get in the habit of leaving my phone alone and being more busy without my phone being next to me, right? Whether I'm writing, whatever I'm doing, fellas, at the gym, I need to really put my phone away and not get distracted easily. It's hard. It really is, especially in today's world, but self-discipline, like the texting prince said. Now, this is going to lead into something more referring to what we were just talking about, but on a different level. So refrain from texting her and telling her every detail of what you're doing or where you are, where you've been, how your day was. Save the talking for the dates, fellas. Because once the date does happen, you guys have nothing to talk about. You told her everything via text messages, via the phone. So this is what a lot of guys do. They want to talk to the girl constantly, 24/7, every day, tell her every little detail, how their day was, this happened, that happened. The woman has no incentive to even go out with you anymore. She says to herself, you know what? I might as well just keep talking to him through the phone. I don't even have to see him. He calls me, he FaceTimes me, he's texting me all the time. What the fuck is the point of even going out with this dude? He's no longer a mystery. So I saw video clips of women admitting this, fellas, admitting this. And I made videos about this. People gave me hate for this. Women love a man that doesn't always respond to their phone calls. They clearly tell you the truth right in front of your eyes, in front of your face, and you still don't want to believe us and them. They want a man who doesn't pick up the phone all the time when they call. They want to wonder about you. You remain a mystery. If you're the guy that's constantly answering her phone calls the second it rings, catering to her needs every single day, every minute of the day, that's it. You lost already, fellas. You are boring. You're predictable. A woman's mind has to wonder. This is how she falls in love with you. You might call her back several hours later. You might call her back that night. Hell, you might even call her back the next day. But she might be angry temporarily because we know women's emotions are temporary. They come and go like waves of the ocean. She might be angry with you, but she will get over it. You just remain cool. You have to let her know, babe, I was busy. I was focusing on my purpose. I had to get a lot of work done. I didn't want any distractions. They can't blame you. You know what a lot of women do? They blame having kids for not answering the phone or for being busy. They couldn't text you back. They always put the blame on their kids, right? They do that so you don't get mad. You can't say anything about that because now you look like an asshole since her kids are involved. So if you do the same thing with women, babe, I was on my purpose. I was getting my goals done. I was banging out a couple more pages. I was making more money. How can she get mad at a man for doing that? Because now she looks selfish. You understand what I'm saying, fellas. Women will use their kids as an excuse all the time because they know a man cannot get mad and overreact because now he looks like a selfish asshole. Like, how dare you? I needed to be there for my kids.
Yeah, and even in today's world, a lot of women will use work. They'll use the same thing that men should be doing because a lot of the gender roles these days are really flipped, right? The strong, empowered woman, she can have the career, she can have that boss babe life. And what you'll find is if women are responding to you slowly and they're using work as an excuse, right? That is her plausible deniability of because she didn't want to respond. She just didn't, she wasn't engaged. She wasn't eager to talk to you, probably because you were not being mysterious enough. You were being too available for her. So women will use this. I bet every guy listening to this has had women say something like, "Oh, I'm sorry I didn't respond. I got caught up at work." That is the type of attitude that the men should have, the men on their purpose. That is the attitude to have. But again, gender roles have been so flipped, and women are able to use that as a great excuse to not get back to a guy that they're kind of bored of. And if a girl is interested in you, she will be checking her phone at work. She will be going to the bathroom on her bathroom trips just to check the phone to see if you message her. So when she uses that, that's a complete excuse. But again, just think about how your interactions go with women, and women are using all these things and you're just like, "Oh, that sucks. I wanted to talk to her, but that makes sense," right? That's the type of reframing you should be doing in your messages with women or in your relationships with women, is have something busy but productive that is your plausible deniability. Not necessarily, "Oh, I couldn't respond. I was playing Call of Duty for, 17 hours straight," right? Women see no value in video games, most of them. So that is a lame excuse in her eyes. But when it's something about productive, I started a new project. Oh, I got a really good book that I got really into. Those are productive ways that add to your mystery.
Yeah, and this happened to me in the workforce a lot. An assistant wouldn't show up. Who knows why? And then she would use their kids as an excuse. Plausible deniability. "Oh, this happened to my kid. I can't make it." Or, "Oh, my kid's sick today." And you can't say anything, right? "Oh, show me proof," or, is that the truth? You can't say anything because it makes you look like an asshole now, like a selfish asshole. Women know this. So they'll use their kids as plausible deniability. What I'm telling you guys to do is be on your grind, be on your purpose. "Oh, I couldn't answer. I was doing a 3-hour podcast with the Texting Prince." "Oh, I couldn't answer. I had an interview." Or, "I couldn't. I'm reading this book I have to finish. It's very fascinating and interesting." Right? Use an excuse, but make sure it is the truth, fellas. You don't want to lie and act like you're busy because women can see right through bullshit. They're like bloodhounds when it comes to smelling bullshit.
Yeah, and I've mentioned this before too. And again, at different levels, there are going to be times where you have to fake it till you make it, in a sense. And so that would be my excuse for a while when I was really getting good at this and understanding. It's like, "Hey, no, sorry, I was reading a book." And I remember certain times I'd be like, I don't feel like reading a book. I read a couple pages and I want to go turn on Netflix. But my own inner guilt started to eat at me. And it was like, you have to wait an hour, 2 hours to respond to this girl anyway. So why are you sitting here watching Netflix? Go read a book, go get busy and productive. And that started to self-motivate me in a sense. So yeah, there's an ability of this, especially when you're starting out, where you can fake it until you make it, but always have that goal in the back of your mind of actually making it. So this does become real for you. Try to start using your extra time in productive ways. It'll help your own life, and it will help your attraction and mystery with women. Again, is the cherry on top.
Yeah. Even if you tell her I was reading the Bible, right? That's still much better than being on Netflix not doing anything. At least she knows you're into spirituality. This is a man who has spiritual strength. He takes himself seriously. He takes the Bible seriously. He's a man of God. Women find that very attractive when you're passionate about certain things. So remember that as well, fellas.
All right. So I got one here just to steer away from the phone for a while. And I'm going to give you one that's kind of an in-person way to remain mysterious or to have this in the back of your mind. And this is of having surprising contrasts in your life. So last episode or whatever, we mentioned, going to the gym. Czar mentioned about going to the gym, having, that gym body and that workout mentality. Well, if you are presenting yourself to women as an alpha guy, or even like a gym bro, when you have that image in your mind, right? A lot of women and people in general will categorize the gym guys or the gym bros as meatheads. Oh, that's all he does, sports and workout, and that's all he has. So if you can introduce, if that's your presentation, that's how you come across to a lot of women, then it becomes ultimately more powerful when she gets that contrast, like when Czar said he leaves his poetry book out. And now she goes, okay, this guy's alpha, he likes the gym. Wait a second, he writes poetry. Or she sees your bookshelf, or you're always talking about reading books at that point, because now you have that contrasting image from that alpha gym bro, and now you have the book smarts to pair along with that. That's mystery right there. It opens up a whole new layer of mystery to her. In the same way, on the flip side, if you present yourself as more Sigma, more stoic, or even nerdy in a sense, but then she finds out that you're a great athlete. She finds out that you ride a street bike or you race mountain bikes. A new layer of mystery surrounds you now as well, because she thought she had you pegged as a certain guy, and now you're introducing a contrasting point of view there, and that becomes highly attractive to women. One that I really like to use too is if you rarely show emotions like I rarely do. I'm very stoic and all that. I don't give a lot of I'm not up and down. I'm very steady. Well, women have a really hard time getting a read on me emotionally. However, when I see an animal, when I see a dog or a cat or anything, and I get super excited, I want to go play with that, and I just love that, that introduces a new layer of mystery, because he doesn't show his emotions at all. But then all of a sudden, this dog comes around, this cat, this animal, and he gets all excited and engaged with that. And now this introduces a new layer of mystery, because it's like, whoa, he does have this emotional side. And now she wants to tap into it. How do I get that emotional side locked into me? Because you're giving her these contrasting points of view. Another thing for me, right, is honestly, I don't like to kill bugs. Like, if I can help it, I try not to kill bugs. If I'm putting on the putting green and there's like a little ant rolling by through my putt, and some people get a little upset with me about this, but I'm like, my brothers know this about me. It's like, if I'm about to putt and I see an ant rolling by, I'm like, hold on, guys. And I will go pick up that ant and move it, or I'll wait for it to roll across, because I don't want to kill that little bug. Now, again, when I'm coming across as very stoic and not very showing my emotions, but then there's that side of me that someone sees, that becomes that contrasting point of view, that a new layer of mystery unfolds. The onion gets peeled back, but she's like, whoa, there's way more layers to this onion.
Exactly. You want to be three-dimensional, fellas. Be three-dimensional. Don't just be that meathead that has nothing else to talk about besides macros, micros, how micro his dick is. Don't be that guy. Okay. Be three-dimensional. I never told women about my poetry, that I love writing. I never told them that. They found out on their own. Yeah, it was sneaky. I left it out for them, but that was a surprise. So, say if you love fixing cars, she doesn't know that. One day she might show up at your place and she sees you fixing up a car, doing engine work, right? Your palms are black, you're all sweaty, wearing a guinea tee. She's surprised now. Wow, this dude knows a lot about cars. I didn't know that, right? So surprise them. Don't reveal everything to them, fellas. That's what we're trying to teach you here. Be mysteriously confident. When they understand how intelligent you are by the way you speak, they don't know that you've read plenty of books or your understanding of psychology, human nature. They don't understand where you picked up on that until they go to your place and they see all those books. Now they're peeling back the layers. They're starting to understand why you're so intelligent, why you're creative, why you have a great understanding of psychology. You didn't tell them that, oh, I read a lot of psych books. No, but they found out.
Yeah, and this even goes back to earlier when we were talking about like
Mhm.
if you have that good job and you want to use that's in your back pocket. Don't lead with that. Let her discover that. The same way as if you do have a really nice car, a Bugatti, a Ferrari, or just anything that's a nice car. If you're in a smaller town, a nice car can look a lot different, but it's still impressive in that sense. Well, if you're at the bar with her, instead of telling her what you drive, oh yeah, that's my car out there, whatever. It's so much more powerful is if after you're leaving, all of a sudden you're walking to your car, even if she's not walking with you, if she's interested, she'll be peeking out, she'll be watching you. And then all of a sudden you get in that nice car and she's like, whoa, he was driving that and he didn't even tell me like every other guy does. Every other guy leads with their money or their car or all that type of stuff. That becomes a little trump card that you have in your pocket. But again, you're not telling her that. Same with if you're that doctor and you're playing those games like Czar said when she's asking what you're doing, you're just joking around, not giving her a serious answer. And then you have a couple people randomly walk up to you and go, oh, hey, blah, 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 doctor, whoever, great to see you. I'll be in there again next week. All of a sudden, now she goes, wait, what? What's that all about? And now, right now, she's starting to try to put those puzzle pieces together about you, but it wasn't you that put the puzzle together for her. It's her still finicking those pieces to get them in. And then she's starting to get this picture of you. And it's like, whoa, there's so much more to this guy than I first thought.
If a girl ever asks you, right, oh, what kind of car do you drive? Don't give them a straight answer. Even if you drive a very nice car, fellas, that is fucking weak game. If you have to impress a girl and seek her approval, just let her know, oh, I drive a silver car. I drive a black one. I drive a gas powered car. Oh, I have an electric car. It's a 4-door. It has 4 tires, whatever. But you don't give them a direct answer. Have them find out later. We don't have
Yeah.
to seek anyone's approval or validation ever, ever.
And especially if you do have a nice car or something like that, especially that, it's so much better to really not tell her, oh, how'd you get here? Oh, I got here on horse and wagon. Right. And then she shows you, then she sees you walk in your nice Audi or whatever. And then again, that's more impressive because you didn't blab that and reveal that to her right away. She's sitting there putting the puzzle pieces together. Whoa, I'm finding out more about this guy the more I interact with him.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, I want to see him more. What will I discover next?
Mm-hmm. And now the next one I have, I can't believe I'm even telling you guys this. I really don't want to because of how well this works. But I mentioned it on one of the podcasts a couple weeks ago. What does a girl always ask you when you're out on a date with her? When's your birthday? What month were you born? What sign are you? Most guys will reveal instantly when their birthday is, what sign they are. That's it, mystery gone. Now, what I do, and I've been doing this for a couple years now, and I can't tell you how magically this works. And I still don't get it, but it drives women insane. Even weeks later, they'll be texting you about this. Oh, when are you going to tell me your sign or your birthday? Or I'm not sleeping with you until you tell me your birthday. I've had a girl actually text me that recently. I swear to God. And I actually said to her, I said, wouldn't you rather I fuck you and you never find out? And she said, She said, no, it doesn't work that way. I said, okay. I was like, maybe I'll think about it after, right? After we sleep with each other. Maybe I'll tell you, right? But you're going to have to beg for it. But it drives them crazy, fellas. And why? Because I mentioned before, right? Women like to go home and they want to Google your compatibility with her compatibility based off the signs that you are. Or if you guys are incompatible, right? If you're not compatible. So they can't do that now. It's a game to them. It's a puzzle. They're trying to figure out based off your personality, what sign are you, right? What month were you born? They want to figure it out. Usually I'll have them guess, but I'll never tell them the right answer. And most of the times, guess what? They never guess the right answer. They never guess the month and they never guess the sign. But I keep this up for as long as I can, right? Until eventually when it's earned, I'll tell them. But make sure it's hidden on all your social medias because they will find out that way. I make sure my my birthday is not shown publicly to anyone. So steal it. I want you guys to use it, tease them a little bit, be cocky and funny. Let them know that, hey, maybe I'll tell you in a couple of weeks. Maybe the second date I'll tell you if you behave, right? If you play your cards right, I'll let you know. And they will harass you every single time for your birthday. So you guys can play it how you want it. You guys can extend it for however long you guys want to extend it for. Do it. Okay. I have my own game I play in order to remain mysterious, but try that. It doesn't hurt, fellas. It has never failed me once.
Yeah, another thing that I think about with mystery is your word patterns and how you present things to her in your words or even in your text messages. So, for an example, is if I'm asking, especially on online dating, right? And I ask a girl, I say something like super important question, ... And that's all I send her. I don't give her the question. I just say super important question, ... And again, what she's now doing is she's wondering what you're going to say. Is he going to say, do you smoke cigarettes? Do you have kids? She's thinking you're going to ask her something serious. That word patterning sets up mystery. And then all of a sudden when I say, and she she says, okay, what's that or whatever. And then I, take my time to respond and I say, favorite Disney movie and why. Now she's getting this, again, contrast. She was expecting some serious question. She had this mystery to try to guess what you're going to say. And all of a sudden, though, you're giving her this really easy answer and a fun and a playful one for her to play back on. So those little word patternings, those little things that you can add in your messaging to her or even in conversations, just the better you get about kind of holding back and kind of making her guess a little bit about what you're going to say before you give it to her. Those little things add mystery and set you apart from a lot of other guys. And an example that I like to do on dates, right? And a lot of guys don't like to necessarily hear this because, like that comment I said earlier, I don't like to play games and all that. Well, if any guys had a girl flake out on a date, even if you set it up and you thought, oh, she's going to show up on this date. Well, even if you set up the date in the right way, when are you free next week or whatever, and you get her to agree to a date Thursday, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay, I'm going to take you out for drinks. That thing, right? That's pretty solid already. But to go a whole nother layer, I like to add something like, but you're responsible for one thing. Now, in my actual course, my VIP membership, I move it to 3 things. And I really make kind of women work for these little pieces about what she's going to have to do, what she's going to be responsible for on a date. But to keep it simple, because you have to have a little more balls to, do something like wear a purple ribbon in your hair. I like to do all sorts of random stuff just because I got bored with just asking women out the generic, boring way anyway. And I just pushed it to see how far I could go. But if we're going to go to drinks and I say you're responsible for one thing, again, you're not going to try to make it so much work that the girl's going to want to flake on you. But when I say, yeah, I got you, I'll take you out for drinks. However, you're responsible for one thing and you wait for her to respond. And I say, bring 4 quarters. Now, right there, if I just stop there, now it's going to go farther, but if I just stop there, right, Czar, if I say bring 4 quarters, it's a very low effort for her. Anyone can find 4 quarters. So in your mind already, Czar, what are you thinking we might be doing?
Going to the arcade, right? Or playing a video game with 4 quarters.
Yep. Or playing pool and we need a couple quarters for the pool. So again, already there's some mystery, but it's kind of easy mystery. She can probably guess. However, I frame it in such a way that it adds double mystery, like Inception. It's like a mystery inside of a mystery. I say, bring 4 quarters, and then I literally have like a period, and I say, not, in all caps, not a dollar bill. It has to be 4 quarters. And I say it exactly like that. So even though she might go, oh, 4 quarters, we're going to play a game, I can bring a dollar bill. Now, when I say you can't bring a dollar bill, it has to be 4 quarters. Even though she can still allude to what we might be doing, so many women have told me before we go on a date, she's like, I was talking with all my girlfriends. We were trying to figure out where you're going to take me. What are we going to do? Are we going to go to arcade? All this. But just the way that I set that up and phrased it, she has all this wondering and anticipation about the date that her chances of flaking are so much less than just, I'm going to drinks with you or whatever, because now she's going, what do I need 4 quarters for? And it can't be a dollar bill. Why does it have to be 4 quarters? And she's having all this fun and curiosity that she's going to want to see this out. She's going to want to show up on this date just to figure out, what were those 4 quarters for? And another example I do, and again, this one's, maybe a little bit more on the ballsy side, but it's a lot less ballsy than some of the other things I do, is I'll say something like, yeah, I'll take you out for drinks, whatever, but you're responsible for one thing. What's that? Bring a bag of Skittles. Now, I don't actually say bring a bag of Skittles. I say bring a purple bag of Skittles. And now she's going, wait, why do I need Skittles on this date? Why do I need purple Skittles on this date? And what are we going to do on this date? What's going to actually happen? She shows up on the date. I had a girl, actually, I did this wrong the first time. I said it has to be a king size bag of purple Skittles. And I had a girl that was driving from an hour and a half away, and she goes, oh, you're so frustrating when she showed up on the date. She goes, I had to stop at 3 gas stations. Guess what? They don't make king size purple Skittle bags or whatever. So that's why I now just say a bag of purple Skittles or whatever. But she drove to 3 gas stations. She shows up. She gives me the Skittles. She goes, why did I need these Skittles? And I was like, oh, that's my favorite candy. Thank you. I go, that was sweet of you to bring. And she gives me the Skittles, and then she looks at me and she punches me, and already there's this built up comfort that we have, and she's laughing. She's like, that's all I need the Skittles for, is to give them to you for whatever. And it starts out the date in such a better way. But again, that whole curiosity, that whole mystery keeps her engaged to where she wants to go on that date, rather than, like we said, women's minds will always wander. They're going to wander either way. So if you don't give her something to wonder about, she's going to be wondering about the negative things. Is this guy going to be awkward? Is this guy, is he going to be a psycho? Is he going to be a killer? All those. She's going to have natural wondering anyway. So I just frame it in such a way, and I lead it to where I'm the one that is making her wonder. And I'm giving it something that she can wonder about and be excited about the date. But the whole point is, she's excited about the date, figuring out what are we going to do on this date, rather than, do I even want to go on this date? I feel a little bloated today. I could just cancel on this guy. But wait, I won't figure out what those 4 quarters are for. Oh, I won't figure out what this bag of purple Skittles is for. I already picked it up. Now what am I gonna do with this? I better go on this date now.
I'm gonna steal that. I love that. I'm gonna definitely steal
no
that. I'm gonna steal that, especially the candy line.
Yeah,
I could see myself telling the girl, and I definitely will. Oh, before our date, just promise me you'll do one thing. Oh, what's that? Bring me a Snickers bar. Right? Bring me a Snickers, or bring me a Twix bar. And then she's gonna go like, okay, I brought you the Snickers bar. What did you need it for? I'm gonna grab it and say, it's my favorite chocolate bar.
exactly. And it will work wonders for you when you add that, just for securing a date. When you do these other things right and you're setting up a date with a woman, there's a great chance that she's gonna show up, just because most guys don't ask the date in the right way. They're asking the Thursday, Friday, whatever, getting rejected, all that. They're showing they're available. But when you set it up in such a way, but then you go that next layer, it adds so much to that from all of the other dates she's been on. And every girl, guys, I hate to admit this to you, or burst your bubble, every girl's going on dates. She's been on a lot of dates. So the way that you frame it in such a way that you're setting up differently, even though it's still a drinks and playing pool, but she brought the quarters, even though it's the same date she might have been on, the way that you set it up and frame it is in a way she hasn't heard before. So she's curious and excited. She's anticipating what's going to happen on this date.
Yeah, so I would text the girl, right, when I confirm the date. Oh, and before you get there, Bring me a Snickers bar with a wink face. And don't tell her why. Not only not what it does is when she shows up on the date with that Snickers bar, it shows her you're playful, you're lighthearted. It kills it, it breaks the ice. Okay.
Yeah.
She doesn't see you as that much of a threat. She sees you're being playful. Oh, thank you. That's one of my favorite chocolate bars.
Yeah,
Right.
and I would say just even
Mhm.
add, even just switching that up just with one or two words would even make it better. Instead of bring me a Snickers bar, we need a Snickers bar. Like we need a Snickers bar. Now she might
Mhm.
think, what do we need this for?
Yeah,
Maybe, oh,
exactly.
maybe he know the bartender loves Snickers. He's gonna give it to the bartender. But when you say it's like we need it, because some girls will even come to me with their bag of Skittles and be like, I don't know, I thought we might play poker or something for Skittles or whatever. Again, when it's framed in such a way where it's like, oh, we need this or this is for the date, then she's way more likely to do it rather than just, hey, stop by the store and grab me a Snickers bar. It's like, we need a Snickers bar. You're responsible for that. And then she's wondering why. What are we going to do with this? Is it going to show me a magic trick with the Snickers bar? I don't know. But when you
Mhm.
frame it in that little way, that little extra piece of curiosity, again, is different than all the other dates she's been on. It might sound stupid to you guys, but trust me, I've been on a million
Mhm.
bazillion dates, and a lot of these were with women I met on online dating for the first time we met. So adding this extra allure to it makes women very curious and want to see it out.
I'd even take it one step further now. We need a Twix bar. Save it for at the end of the date, pull it out of your pocket, break it in half, give her one, you take the other one. And it's a little moment that I think you guys share together. So if you keep dating, you can bring that up. It's a great memory to have that you guys split the Twix. But I know it sounds cheesy, but trust me, guys, you stand out from 99% of the other men as you not being boring, interesting, creative, fun, playful, mysterious. No guy has ever asked me that before. So it's a little moment you guys share together, but do it in a smooth, charming way.
Yeah, exactly. The Twix, I think Twix is a lot better than Snickers just for that
Mhm.
one-on-one. There's two bars here. There might be something with this, or that's why I do Skittles. Skittles is not actually my favorite candy, but even
Mhm.
if you said king size bag of Skittles and you don't tell her what color, king size, now she's going, why do we need so many Skittles? And now she's going to be thinking, what are we going to do with these Skittles? Is he gonna what are we going to work with these Skittles? Because there's more than just that one Snickers bar. Now she's has this curiosity about
Mhm.
what it's for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a very good one. Um, okay, so my next one. Anytime you guys go out with the girl, say if you are going out to dinner with the girl, don't tell her where you're going out to eat. Keep it a mystery, fellas. A lot of you guys, like I said, like to reveal too much details. I like to keep it low key. I'll give them the information as in what they should wear, but that's it. If it's a classy place, I'll tell them to wear this. If it's a not so much of a class, it's just an average place that still has good food. She'll wear jeans with whatever, right? So make sure you just tell them what to wear, but you don't tell them where you are going. Women actually, this was actually a study done. So women would rather the man pick the place of where to go to eat and her not end up liking the food rather than the woman picking where to eat and her liking the food. That's how powerful this is, fellas. You always lead as a man, but do it in a mysterious way. You never have the woman picking the restaurant, or if she asks, oh, where should we go? And you tell her, oh, I don't know, babe. Where do you want to go eat? Or you have her pick a place. Don't ever have the woman pick the place. She would rather you pick the place and her end up not even liking the food, but she'll still have a much better time than her choosing the place and her ending up liking the food. That's very powerful, fellas. But never tell them where you're going out to eat. Just let them know, hey, listen, I'm taking you out to dinner this weekend. I'm not going to tell you where it is. It's a surprise, right? Wink face. But let them know what they're going to wear. That's very alpha, very confident as well. You're telling her what to wear. Make sure your hair is done this way. Wear those sexy earrings. Wear a red dress. Okay. Lead. Always lead, fellas, but lead in a mysterious way. I like to surprise women, whether we're going out on an adventure, bring your hiking clothes. They're not going to know which spot we're going to, but they know we're going hiking, right? So make it interesting. Okay. You could bring them to the zoo, to an aquarium. Don't let them know. Just say, hey, listen, we're going on an adventure this weekend. That's very
Yeah.
powerful.
Yeah, and something like that, if you're going to do something like a zoo date or something like that, and you just tell them like, just wear comfortable, make sure you wear comfortable shoes or something like that, that gives her that frame of reference. But I've done this in many wrong ways as well, especially meeting women online because they can get scared. Then, well, I don't know where we're gonna go. Is he gonna take me to a back alley? Is he gonna try to get me over to my place? So if I'm setting up a date with a girl from online dating or something, and I know that I want to go to a restaurant, and then maybe we're gonna go to the bookstore after, and I won't necessarily tell her that, or we're gonna go to the pet store after that. I like to find a place, like there's a area in my local spot where it's like a shopping center of sorts, where there might be Buffalo Wild Wings and there's Barnes and Noble and there's a pet store and there's multiple areas. And I say, hey, meet me at this. And I tell her to meet me in a very public place, and it's in that square. So she's not scared that you're going to be a psycho killer, but I'm giving her enough that there's still some mystery. And maybe it's, hey, we're going to go to drinks.
Mhm.
And then if you're not a crazy person, I'll tell you where or then we'll go to the second part of the date. And so I've done this a lot where I've set up my famous $10 bill date. It's way too complicated. I break it all down in my VIP membership, but where we'll go to drinks somewhere and then I'll take her to a toy store and we have a whole another bit of mystery in that and a game that we do that keeps her engaged and excited and she doesn't know what's going on. But I've learned this from mistakes of if I don't give her some general area where she's safe and comfortable, then women might bail because they're like, well, I don't know this guy. And what if he's creepy and awkward and all that stuff? But if you can make it in a public area where you know there's a restaurant or a bar that you like, and there's a potential for a second activity next door, the bookstore, and then we're going to go and she's going to show me her 3 favorite spots for books, and I'm going to show her my 3 favorite spots for books in that store. But again, the way I'm setting it up is a general place. We're going to have her fun, do our drinks, get to know each other. If she's not fun, I'm not going to even invite her on that second spot or whatever, but it will also give her that comfort. But there's anticipation and curiosity around that. It's a little bit harder to to, to, to pinpoint right now, I guess. But if you can get in that general idea of not revealing everything, or even if you're going to take her to the toy store, like I've done before, and we have a whole game with that. If I say, if we're going to some like really not even a high-end bar, not even a classy bar, and I tell her to wear something nice, then when she's expecting something, all of a sudden we're going to the toy. Either way, the curiosity is all there, and it's kind of funny. Then she's like, "Why did I need to get all dressed up for this? We're just going to this, this dive bar, then a toy store, or whatever." But she got so excited about the whole date and wondering where we're going to go and wondering all this stuff. And then she shows up. Why did I need to look all cute in this when we're going to the toy store? And then I'm like, yeah, I like when girls wear dresses. And then she, I say with a little smile, and then she, punches me again, goes, oh, I had to find this. I actually shopped around for this dress and all that, but it's playful and it's fun. And she's already there. And then she's having a good time. And she appreciates how you set it up because it was so different.
Yeah. So let me touch up on that. With what I said, where you surprise a girl, hey, listen, we're going on an adventure. I'm not going to tell you where it is, but you tell them what to wear. Or, hey, listen, I'm going to take you out to dinner, but I'm not going to tell you where it is. You only do that, fellas, after you have already slept with the girl and the comfort has been built. Because majority of women you first meet, it might be a little bit too creepy for them. They don't know you yet. They have to build comfort. You could be Ted Bundy. You could be Richard Ramirez. You could be Jeffrey Dahmer. They don't know. So after I've slept with the girl and I've been dating her, that's when I'll start surprising her. Hey, listen, we're going on an adventure this weekend, right? We're going hiking, but I'm not going to tell you where with a wink face. Hey, listen, we're going out to dinner this weekend. I picked us a great spot. I'm not going to tell you where exactly. And then you could
Yeah.
tell them, what to wear. It works 10 times better that way, fellas. But make sure the comfort has been built and you've slept with her, right? Because I think that's all earned in the end.
Yeah, that's a good clarification. That's a
Yeah.
very good clarification, because if you try to set it up too mysterious, and um then right, if a girl you don't know, that's why, if when I'm
Mhm.
talking about setting up a date and it's like, girl I don't know, that's why I'm
Mhm.
starting with, or giving guys something to start with smaller, of the bag of
Mhm.
Skittles, something easy,
Mhm.
something very low effort, the 4 quarters. That's going to work really well with a girl that you haven't met. But like Zara said, if you've already seen her before and now you want to mix it up and she has that comfort with you, then you can open up all sorts of possibilities about mystery if she trusts you, and then she's
Mhm.
along for the ride because she already knows you. She knows, oh, I can trust this guy. I like this guy, and he's not telling me where to go. This is fun. That's exciting.
Mhm.
So that's that clarification of, if you haven't met her yet, there's simpler steps, but you want to create mystery. If you have met her, you slept with her, all that stuff, and you have that comfort built, then you have a lot more leeway about the mystery that you can introduce.
Mhm.
Um,
You had another one, right? You're next.
yeah, I
Yeah.
got one more, and then it's yeah, we'll probably wrap it up here soon. But uh, when we talk about like, so women know if you're investing time and energy to go on a date with them, she knows that you're attracted to her at some sense. You wouldn't be wasting your time if you weren't. So if that's why, if I'm giving a compliment to a girl or something like that, because there's going to be times, and there's a lot where I really don't compliment women very often. But the type of compliments that you want to give then is like, if she's like, well, I don't even know how you feel about me, all that stuff, I can say something like, well, I really enjoy hanging out with you. And that compliment is much better than saying something like, you're such a great catch. No other girl I've met is like you. That is way too much. That's not allowing her that wonder, because again, women already know at one level you're attracted to them, you're interested in them if you're going on a date with her. So you're still leaving that piece of mystery of, I don't know how much he likes me. I don't know how much he feels about me. That's why I can give her a, I enjoy hanging out with you. You're really fun to spend time with, versus the guy that she already knows you're attracted to her. She already knows you're interested in her. And then you're going, oh, you're such a great girl. Oh my gosh. And then you're like pressing for the relationship and all that stuff. That is way too easy. That's when the hypergamy lets up in her and she goes, oh, I have this guy completely. So again, you're going to, our women will already know how you're interacting with her, that you're into her. So you don't want to overdo it then and really reveal your cards and say something like, wow, I can see us having a life together. I can see us, be in a relationship. I can see it. That's way too much. She already has that piece. So now you got to keep that other piece of, how much does he like me? That commitment piece of like, remember, women are the gatekeepers of sex, men are the gatekeepers of commitment. So when she already knows that you're interested in her, you can't let her know how easy it is to get in a relationship with you. That's your guard. That's, you need to discipline that to where she's really, really working before you ever take it to another level like that.
Exactly, fellas. We can't stress this enough, and guys still don't want to listen to us texting Prince. Why? Why? I don't get it. Why do they do this to us? Why do they keep disappointing us? Never reveal your feelings too early, fellas. It's very similar to you revealing your hand at a high stakes poker game and you're letting all the other players know, look, I have a royal flush. That's what you're doing with a woman, and they will test you. How do you feel about me? They want to see, are you easily conquerable? Because the alphas were never easily conquerable. They were always a challenge. So my go-to, I know your approach is a little different, texting Prince. When a
Yep.
woman asks me anything along the lines of, how do you feel about me? I let them know on a scale of 1 to 10, you're a maybe, right? You're a
That's good.
maybe. You're a maybe right now. You guys might think it sounds rude or I'm being a dick. They love the lovable asshole. I want you guys to be the lovable asshole. You're not saying it in a rude way, but you're being a challenge. You're remaining a mystery. A woman should know whether or not you're attracted to her just by your energy around her, whether or not you want to see her, whether or not you want to hang out with her. Some women do need confirmation because their love language is what? Right? What's that love language?
Words of affirmation.
Words of affirmation. You're absolutely right. Some women do have that love language, but that should still be earned. So I might say something along the lines of, I really love your feminine energy. It's intoxicating. It's invigorating every time I'm around you. I'm not telling her, oh my God, I really like you. I adore you. You're such a catch. Where were you 10 years ago? I think I met the one. No, none of that. Be creative with her. Give her positive affirmations. I really love when you do kind things for me. I love when you cook for me. Okay. That's what we're talking about here, fellas. Be creative, be original. Try to stay away from everything the average beta male or the average simp says. Just because a woman tells you that she loves you first doesn't mean you have to say it back, fellas. It doesn't mean you have to say it back. Women will also test you on that just to see how booty whipped you're getting, right? So they might say, I really love you. And they want to see, okay, is he still a challenge? Is he playing? Let's see how easily I have him right now. If you tell them right away, oh, you know what? I love you too, babe. Some girls will disappear and they will ghost you. I've had men tell me that this has happened to them. Okay. If a girl tells you, I really like you, this happened to me when I was 21, learned my lesson, never said this back ever again. The girl said via text after we got them hanging out, she was a blonde bombshell texting Prince, beautiful, young, gorgeous. She's driving back with her friends after we had a couple of drinks, and she texts me, Danya, I really like you. I didn't know the game at that time. I fell for it. What do you think I replied back?
I really like you too.
Yes.
Yeah.
How did you know texting? It's like
That's how most guys will do it until they
yeah,
understand the next layer of game.
until and you want to know what happened after that? Take a guess.
Oh, she pulled away, got more distant.
Never saw her again.
Yep.
Never saw her again. So, guys, I'm telling you the game right now. We're teaching you the game. Women will do this purposely. If I said on a scale of 1 to 10, you're a maybe, to that text message she sent me when she said, I like you, I would have still slept with that girl. I probably would have still had her if I played the cards right. One little phrase, right? One little sentence messed it all up. So wait, don't tell a girl you love her right away, even after she tells you. Wait a month, 2 months, 3 months until you really mean it. Okay. It should take you 6 months to a year before you even start loving a girl because it has to be earned from you, fellas. You're not easily conquerable. You're not easily won over. That's what makes the alphas so attractive. That's what makes them a catch. They don't catch feelings for a girl very quickly, which means they can now trust you. Because if you don't catch feelings very quickly, she knows that any beautiful woman that you meet when you're with her now, she knows you're not going to catch feelings for the other women just because they're beautiful. That's usually when the guy, that's how women will perceive cheating. Okay. That's how they perceive cheating in their mind. If you catch feelings for another woman quickly, that's why they can't trust you, fellas. It's similar to a girl being a slut, promiscuous. That's how women view guys that fall for women too easily. That is exactly how they view that guy. They view him as we view the slutty, promiscuous girls. It's very unattractive. So say you love her on your own terms.
And I would say too, with the question, because this is comes up all the time with me, because I don't, or again, reveal my emotions or feelings to women very, very rarely. And a girl will say, hey, how do you feel about me? How much do you like me? Well, there's a couple of ways I can go about this, but I'll try to pin it back on her first. I'll go, well, that depends. And she'll say, what's that? And I'll go, scale of 1 to 10, how much are you in love with me? And even though, it could be a first date or second date, that's kind of a playful way to say it. And she goes, well, you're a 7 right now. Well, now I have plausible deniability to now I go, if she asks, what about me? And I go, well, I'm only a 7. Well, then you're like a 2 right now. And so I can always skate around it in that way. Or if a girl says, you're like a 9.9, almost a 10, and I'll go, rude. I should be at least a 13 or a 14. So either way I do it, I'm putting it back on her. It's playful, funny, and I don't have to reveal my feelings, my interest, and that will get the girl off your back. She'll just laugh about it and all that. Or I do this because I'm in Washington State and I happen to be, even though I'm wearing a Mariners jersey, it's just because it's my favorite player, Ken Griffey Jr., all time lefty like myself. but I'm a Twins fan, or I'm a Vikings fan, and women around here are Seahawks fans. So when I know that, she says, how do you feel about me? I can say, well, are you a Vikings fan yet? And she'll try to get all like cute and be like, no, I would never. I'm always a Seahawks fan. Then I'll be like, well, rude. You're about a 2 out of 10 right now. And again, I can always skate around it in a fun and playful way without revealing my feelings. And that's part of the game. That's part of the fun. That's part of the mystery. But again, she knows if I'm interacting with her, responding to her, I have some level of interest and attraction to her, but I'm never giving her that full piece. I'm making her work for all that little extra stuff. And then I'm throwing distractions out that she gets caught in the wind and all that. And that's enough for her right now. But she's never going to get the full story from me, even when she tells me I'm a 10 out of 10 for her. What? I'm not a 15 out of 10? You're in the doghouse now. You're going to have to work to get my attention. I'll say it just like that. And again, it's fun, it's playful, and I'm not revealing my cards. And then hypergamy. She never knows that she has me completely. She never feels that way. So she's still engaged. This is how you can prevent women from wanting to monkey branch the next guy, because you're still that puzzle piece to her. You're the puzzle piece. I see girls for 8, 10, 12 years at a time on and off, but she'll never get that full, how do you really feel about me out of me? Because I'm always skating it around, skirting it around. And then I'm bringing up these little things that I know, well, do you like Donald Trump yet? No, I hate him. I go, well, you're still out 1 out of 10, and then you got some work to do, right? You can always do these little distractions to where you're never giving her the full story. But again, she knows that there's some level of interest because you're responding, but never give them the full story like that.
Yeah, everything we're talking about right now can be summed up with everything with a woman has to be earned. Everything. Okay? The words of affirmation, the expressing how you feel about her in a creative way, in a non-simp beta way. Everything has to be earned, fellas. And I wanted to ask you, Texting Prince, I know a lot of guys will get these messages from girls. Do you miss me? How would you respond to that? Because I get that one all the time. Do you miss me?
Yeah, I'll say, well, depends. And then I'll wait for her, response, and she'll be quick about it because she's all excited to get my response, or she thinks she's going to get that. Depends. Scale of 1 to 10, how much do you miss me? Again, I can bring that back every single time. A 10 out of 10, still not enough. A 5 out of 10, well, you're a 1 out of 10 then. That's rude. An 8 out of 10, 8 out of 10, but you're getting towards 9, whatever, something like that. I go, well, you're a 3 getting on 4 then. That was mean. Always, the way I do it is I always put it back on them. And then again, right, she's always revealing her poker cards before me. And even when she reveals her poker cards, like she did, when you're 21 to you, I miss you a lot and all that stuff, or I really, really like you. I'm never coming back in and going, yeah, well, you're a 10 out of 10 now. It's never that. There's always something that she has to work towards to get that full level that she wants, that every other guy gives her way too easily. It's a constant puzzle. No woman in my life since I was, I want to say 18, but that's not true. Probably 22. Since I've been 22 years old, no woman in my life has ever figured out how I truly feel about her, because it's a constant puzzle. And these women keep coming back. Maybe they go off, with their situationship or a boyfriend here and there, 6 months, a year, whatever. When that's done, she comes back because she never was able to put that last piece of the puzzle in on Adam. And that's the type of stuff that even if you're married to a woman, there still should be that mystery. There still should be that type of, well, you never have this final puzzle piece. You never have this yet. And you can keep throwing obstacles at her that she has to climb over and all that stuff to get to. Oh, I finally did it. I did this, all that. Am I a 10 out of 10 now? Do you like Donald Trump? What is your favorite color? Purple yet? No, it's red. You know that. Well, you can't be a 10 out of 10. Purple's obviously the best color, right? There's a million ways you can play it, but I'm never giving her the full puzzle piece ever.
Yeah, my response now is from Californication, where a woman said this to Hank Moody, who was David Duchovny. He was the
That's a
actor
good
that
show.
played
That's a good show for
Hank
Game, by
Moody.
the way. That's
Watch that
he has
show.
Game. He does,
because he has that childlike spirit, very playful. He's also very passionate. And just go watch it. Okay. So one of the lines, if a girl ever asks me now if I miss her or not, I respond with yes, like someone misses a bad case of the crabs with a wink face. Okay. I know you got to be brazen to say that, but women usually, it's kind of like they punch you in the arm, like calling you an asshole. Okay. But it works, fellas. Like with my attitude, my personality, it works. I never give them what they want now. Okay. Yeah, I miss you. Like someone misses the bad case of the crabs. Okay. So that's the line I go to. You could use the texting princes as well. Whatever works for you. Be creative, but never give them what they want. Okay.
Yes, exactly. Because once they get what they want, they finally go, oh, I finally got what I wanted. And then that's when they start to go, is this all I can get? Is this the highest status man that I can get? Is this once you're in that zone with her, it's really hard to come out of. And so if you never give them the final puzzle piece, she's always left wondering about you.
Yeah.
And I think this is probably a good spot to end. I know we didn't get to our email question today, but guys, we would love to keep hearing them. We will always try to get that. Sometimes we run out of time. So if you have an email question you want us to go over, you can email Czar at
czarofdating@gmail.com.
Or email myself at support@textingprints.com. And again, just like we're seeing a lot of great comments on YouTube videos about different topics to do, we have some in mind for the future episodes. Next week, episode 6 is going to be about how to pass women's tests. Or you want to say it in a different way there, Czar?
How to pass her shit test. her test de mierda in Spanish.
Yeah, and these are tests that, right? There's a fine line because some women consciously test men. They throw something at you because they're like, I'm going to see how he responds. Other tests are subconscious with women. They don't even know they're doing it, but they will do it. But the point is, there's going to be a lot of situations that women test you in. One of those that we kind of mentioned is like, how do you feel about me? So those are the type of things that when they come up, they can be a trap for you if you don't know it's coming, or you don't know how to sidestep it, or how to jump over that trap, or how you can actually throw it back on them and set traps for them that they have to walk into. So that will be episode 6, how to pass women's tests. Look forward to seeing you guys then. Thank you all for listening.
We might have to make part 2 for that one. I think there'll be a lot. Texting Prince, so we'll probably do part 1 and part 2. But also, guys, make sure you follow us on Instagram at Czar of Dating, at Texting Prince. Check out our websites as well, czardating.com. And Adam, you could tell them yours.
Yep, textingprince.com as well for mine. We're gonna have lots of great material. You have, like we said in here, guys, there's a lot of stuff we're gonna cover, and I'm not trying to hold anything back in this podcast. I know Czar's not either. But there's just so much nuances to this that I've already sat down and made structured courses. I have PDFs. I have things about, okay, now that you know this, the next level is this, and you can build on that, just like the $10 bill date and all the other ways to add mystery into your dates that, quite frankly, it's just too hard to explain over a little podcast. But that's why we have those set up for you. It's stuff that you can dig into, learn on your own, and then we're both here. If you take any of our programs, any of our courses, we're here. I tell guys that all the time. It's like, leave any comment in the membership. I'm going to respond. And if I don't have a video yet that covers that topic, I'm going to create a new one just for you. So that's the type of stuff that we're here to help. There's just a lot, like you guys heard in this podcast, there's a lot of ways that little things can go. And yeah, like we always say, it can look like an overwhelming task to learn all these things. But when you just put small pieces in your tool belt, you get better. And then you handle that situation. You go, oh, I figured that out. This next one came up that I had no idea was coming. And I'm just sitting here like, I knew that was going to come up, but you weren't ready for that yet. So now here's how you handle that. And boom, boom, boom. We have all these structured courses and programs for you guys. But again, we're going to give you as much great meat that you can handle on this podcast as well.
I love that. A lot of great meat that they can handle. Yes. So we're gonna
Yeah, nay, no
I know
homo, no homo.
he didn't mean that intentionally, but listen, the proof is in the pudding with what we're teaching you guys right now. We sell our products based on value because this is over 17 years of experience. Try out new things. Everything we're telling you, try it out, fellas. It can't hurt you. Okay, that's what we want you to know, right? If something doesn't work for you, okay, change it up, right? Certain things might not work for me, it might not work for Texting Prince, but you need to know your personality, the type of person you are. But we're giving you ideas here. Be creative, be original, be different. Learn the game, put on the full armor of game. We'll see you guys next time. Thank you. We love you and all the support you guys keep giving us.
Yep. Thank you guys. See you next week.